This is Dream, and I'm going to be reviewing this game. It's called Educational Games for Kids, and it is published and developed by Crazy Soft. And it came out today, 9/2/2020, for the Xbox One. It's an educational and trivia game for kids. Um, it has a bunch of mini games, which are just all different designed for different age ranges, and each mini game, as you see here, will tell you the age range for each one. Like this driving game is ages 3 to 4. This driving game is age 8 and up. This game is age 3. You've got all sorts of different games like flag knowledge, so over 11. You got the dress up game 3 to 5. All these games kind of remind me of stuff that come up on apps nowadays. But this game is decently put together. A nice variety of games. That one's 3 to 5. This one's is 4 plus. This one is 3 to 4. So there's a numbers game. Like they're all different types of games. They range from and a lot of variety. I'll show you a couple of the games here while I'm doing this as well. But overall, I think the game is really well made. I think it's built up in a way that it's easy for kids to play. Your younger kids, they're gonna need your help, but it's gonna be useful. Like it's gonna be easy for you to help them, and you're gonna enjoy helping them play this game as well. It's a lot better than a lot of the kids games that come across on consoles. Most of those, they just kind of expect the kid to play and just hit buttons. But this game is actually kind of reminds me of there's an old on the Xbox 360. There's this Brain game. It was for adults, but this kind of reminds me of a game kind of like that, but for kids. It's just working on basic, skills that you might need in life as a kid, as you're trying to learn stuff as you grow up, and so. Overall, it's pretty solid. I mean, the controls work pretty well. There's not a lot of, there's no input problems that I could find. The only thing I would say that wasn't perfect was that you should probably have a ability to, I should show you the math game here. You should have the ability to set the age up front instead of having to switch like for each game to choose whatever age range you're wanting. But that's probably my biggest gripe. So like in this game, you actually use this little. It's kind of like Galaga, and you actually shoot the little ships, but based on which like what number and to add the numbers. So you could definitely have some fun playing this with your kids. If you have kids, this is the only. I mean, you're probably the only people that are going to want to buy this game. But it's going to be a fun time for both of you because the kid's not going to think it's stupid, and you're probably going to enjoy it more than a lot of the kids games that come out on consoles and things. Plus, even your younger kids, in the 3 to 4 range, there's going to be some games on here that you're going to enjoy playing with them, and it's it's a little more entertaining than your average kids game on Xbox, which is nice. Um, so this is the Galaga type of game, and as you can see, it's relatively easy. But if you play with your kids, then you can definitely learn you can help them learn basic math and stuff with that. It's all just based on it's all just based on uh, teaching your kids some basic information about these different concepts. I'll show you one or two more. Um, I'll tell you that there's for the people who care about achievements. uh, this is a pretty easy 1,000. It's not the quickest. It's going to take you 3 or 4 hours to get all the stars on all the game types. I haven't even done that yet myself, but this is just a matching game. You want to match the circle items with the circle and the diamond item, or sorry, triangle items with the triangle and the squares with the squares. Um, Again, this is all just designed for kids, and so you're gonna, if you have a kid, then it's definitely gonna be more enjoyable uh, for the achievement hunters. But if you're just wanting for achievements, it's relatively easy. You're talking a 3 or 4 hour completion, I would say. And Overall, though, like I said, overall it's well made. Um, so let's get to the price. It's $13 on Xbox. I think that's pretty fair. I can see that they actually created the game with a lot of intent to make it quality for kids and for parents alike. So that parents can use it as a teaching tool. Um, and hopefully, some parents will uh, be interested in this to help, to work with their kids in a more entertaining way than maybe the normal, you know, writing down equations and things that some people do. So overall, I think it's well made. I don't think the price is too high. I've seen other types of games that are similar, be a lot more expensive. So you're not gonna have, you know, I think it's actually, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's 21 mini games in here, so that's quite a few different, there's a lot of variety. And the age groups range on each one, so you're gonna have lots of options, no matter how old your kid is, to teach them. There's pattern games. This is the last game I'll show you. But overall, it's well made. I can't complain um, from that perspective. So in this game, you have to decide which comes next, which is, this is the type of thing that I learned when I was real young. So obviously, this is going to be some type of fruit that's purple. So then you have a soccer ball. But yeah, I recommend this for kids. I think it's the best educational game on Xbox. So change that. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. For if you're in it, if you have kids, it's 8 out of 10. If you like achievements, it's a 6 out of 10. And just the quality, it's just a 7 out of 10. Because it's a good game. So I had to give it a bunch of things here on that one. Um, but so overall, I think that's pretty solid. But overall, I think the game's pretty well made, and I think most people will enjoy it. And so I do recommend it if you have kids or if you just want the achievements. Then you're gonna then it's probably worth it. If you just want the achievements, I would probably recommend waiting until it goes on sale. But if you have a kid that is trying to learn a lot of this stuff, then it's probably going to be useful because it's going to be more entertaining than a lot of the stuff that you're going to get on apps or things. So overall, that's all I have to say about this. So if you have kids and you try this out, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time.